Thank you so much. The agenda in front of us also indicated an update on various issues. Is someone going to take us through on the update on progress with scheduling its 33rd Ordinary Congress? 3-4 minutes. Not scared to go for Congress.
No, Chair, I think at the beginning I did touch on our next Congress, when it will be. It will be on the 28th of June this month in Johannesburg. We are working on that. We have already issued 6 circulars informing the members in terms of submission of various items for the Congress. The venue is secured, and we are in line in terms of delivering that and having our 52 regions attending, and also our 9 special associate members and also the special member. The only item, Chair, that we wanted to wrap up on is VAR, because there was an interest on VAR.
Yeah, you can take us through.
We'll get
Video
Mr. Paulo
assistant
Marcus to
directly.
just give us an overview on VAR and where we are.
Thank you, Chair, through you and honourable members. I'll basically touch on the basics, and then I'll be, if you're willing to ask any questions, I can assist you with that, hopefully. So basically, from a VAR point of view, a project has been put out to tender. A tender has officially gone out. We've received 2 interested companies, one being international, one being local. I cannot disclose the companies because that tender has not been finalized. That process still has to take place. What I can give you is the average of costs for your understanding for the implementation of VAR. So I'll get to the meat of it. Basically, we as you can see, the RFP's gone out. It's closed on the 21st of April. We've received already, as I mentioned, some proposals. FIFA is overseeing this whole process. They have to oversee it. They have to assist, or they've decided to assist the South African Football Association in providing as much assistance from a technical point or advisory point. Next slide, please, mate. So, okay, yeah, that's just that one, yeah. So let's get to the numbers of it. Based on the proposals of both these suppliers or providers, it averages between 8 million to 12 million. And the reason for this is obviously one is priced in euros and the other one is priced in South African rands from the 2 different suppliers. This covers a 6 weeks extensive training program for match officials as well as instructors and everybody that will be involved, operators, to project lead, staff, everybody. This also covers accommodation from that point as well as equipment. The reason for a 6 weeks period condensed is FIFA's request is normally over a 2-year period where it is staggered. And the reason why it's staggered is because every single match official or person that sits behind a VAR desk, that screen, must be licensed. So they go through extensive training, which is basically in a simulator environment. And then they also go through some on-field training, physical on-field training with teams. And that takes you to the licensing of referees as well. So we need licensed VAR people that sit in a room. And then you also need licensed referees, match officials. Now, we are at an advantage where we have, on average now, I think we've got about eight match officials that have extensively been trained through FIFA and COSAFA, where they've gone out, they've received their licenses, they are licensed officials, they've competed in CAF and FIFA competitions. So there are a level of expertise that's already at our disposal. We also have 3 VAR instructors licensed. I will be the third one that just needs to work my time in, because this is all time-based. You have to do a certain amount of hours either instructing or operating behind a screen or on the field. So there will be 3 instructors that we will have access to train match officials. The training is over a 6-week period, as I mentioned, 4 to 6 weeks, for 24 match officials. That's what we sit with. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you so much. So the issue of allegations leveled against the president has also been dealt with, as well as SAFA's inability to pay salaries timelessly. Can someone take us through that, press? The salary issue.
Yeah, Chair, the salary issue, I think the Chief Financial Officer touched on that in terms of our cash flow challenges that we've been having, and he did indicate that on 2 occasions we did have challenges in December and also in March when we had to deliver a team in Ivory Coast to play against Benin in a FIFA qualifier. We had to prioritize Bafana. However, the salaries were paid by the 31st of the month. Yeah, I think the CFO touched on that. In terms of the allegations leveled against the president and the CEO, there has been, I provided press releases in terms of SAFA, in terms of our response to those in the media. With regards to the president, there was an allegation that he was paid 10 million rands recently, which is not correct. However, we did respond to that in detail and put that out. And against myself, Chairperson, there was an allegation that I am harassing and bullying women at the South African Football Association, which is an allegation that I found very offensive based on my background in women's football, where I come from and my journey. However, I did expect it because I was threatened that I'm in the way of the certain members dealing with the president, and I'm in the way, and then they will deal with me. So those allegations, although they are not true, I did expect them because I have been threatened that they will deal with me decisively.
Thank you, honorable members. I'm going to give members each 5 minutes for interrogation, interpellation style. You may ask the question through me, and then you proceed. If you want a direct answer, wait for the direct answer, and then you proceed to your next issue. I'm going to ask members in the following order. Honorable Moletsane, Honorable Mtetwa, for now. I'm going to give each and every member an opportunity. I take note of every member, and I know everyone is eager. I'm going to ask everyone to ask questions. Honorable Moletsane.
Chairperson, before we are just caucusing about this 5 minutes. Is it really fair, Chair, 5 minutes?
No, you're going to give another chance, unless I'm giving you your 10 and then you're done. If you want,
no, it's fine. I will have my 5 and then I will have my 5 later,
I want everyone's view to be heard. I want everyone to have an opportunity to ask the question. I'm looking at all of us. If you give 10 minutes now, someone will be able to speak after hour and 20 of 10 minutes. But that's why I want each and everyone. You'll get another 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Let me appreciate the presentation that has been done by DSEC as well as SAFA. Chairperson, I just want to check when SAFA was presenting the disparities in grant distribution across provinces raise serious questions on equitable resource allocation. The minimal support to provinces like Free State and Northwest suggest inadequate needs assessment and systematic barriers to accessing available funding. I saw in one of the presentation there was nothing for Free State as well as Northwest, and we need to address such issues. because we serve the whole 9 provinces, not a certain number of provinces. To Chairperson, let me just start with the issue of assistant referees. We have the assistant referee by the name of Zakhele Siwela. Zakhele Siwela, he was part of World Cup in Qatar and Russia. And he was serving with the gentleman by the name of, let me remember that name again. I will remember it, but he's still part of CAF. Gomen, yes. I just want to check, how did we end up taking Zakhele out of the CAF referees panel? Because Gomez claims that he doesn't have a knowledge how the name was taken out, and he's the chairperson. That will be my first question. And then my second question, Chair.
Malatani, maybe if they can respond to that, the questions. Ask it one by one, a response, and then you go to your next question. So there are 2 questions already. The one of the Free State issue and the one of the referee. Press, you may designate anyone to respond.
Yes. Yes, thanks for your question. Unfortunately, I cannot answer that question. I don't have privy to that information. The CAF committee decides the officials that are allocated either on the panel or on a list for tournaments or games. It's got no South African influence whatsoever. The only South African influence we have is nominating match officials to a panel of FIFA match officials as such. The rest, FIFA and CAF decide on that, ma'am.
What I can undertake, I will make a follow-up on that question at the level of CAF to find out exactly what has happened. And I will revert to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Honorable Malatani. Proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. Chairperson, I think last year Majita was playing in Mozambique, the COSAFA Cup. Where's the lady? I remember I phoned CEO complaining about the treatment that is given to Amajita compared to the treatment that is given to Bafana Bafana. And it can be correct that you have your under 20 team that is winning the cup for us, left, right, and center. And then the treatment, it's not the same. And the reason for my call on that day was that someone calls me to say that we are seeing your national team here buying food in the street. They don't even have money. And I was even requested that can it be possible for us to send those guys money. And I remember I called you regarding that. I think we need to have a serious look at that. Fast forward, Amajita has just won the CAF. Is it CAF? Yes, they've just won the CAF, and it's not like Bafana after winning something, you will see them all over giving all the heroes welcome and so forth. But with this team, it's a different story. I think last week Friday I was in Fanville. I went to Fanville invited by the friends of the coach of CAF. And you know, when the man was telling us the story of everything that is happening and how far he is now with everything, it can be right, Chairperson. I just want to check how much are we paying that coach compared to the coach of Bafana, because we are having this thing of paying the overseas coach more than our local coaches, and we don't take care of our local.
Do not evacuate the building. Do not evacuate.
I'm so sorry for that, Honorable Malatani. It was, and it is quite very late after the siren went off. Proceed.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I was just saying that huge difference of salary payment between when our local coaches are coaching the squad and when we call someone from overseas. Chairperson, we need to start addressing that. Lastly, Chair, the issue of the VAR. Remember, I've been raising the issue of the VAR for a very long time to say that we need to see SAFA because of this issue of the VAR. Minister, when he started to talk about the issue of VAR, it was on social media saying that he's going to allocate 80 million to SAFA to come and they must have the VAR and it's going to cost them 80 million. My first question was that, where are we going to get that 80 million? Is it budgeted for? Did you do your calculations? Did you do your check-ins to confirm that VAR is going to cost us 80 million as the country? And later, it came out that it's going to be 20 million. And presently, after this presentation that was made, they've said that the tender for VAR was out and the closing date was 21st of April 2004. I just want to check, Chairperson, where did that tender advertised? One, how much does it going to cost us as how much does it going to cost them for that VAR? Two, and then number three, they've said that presently DSEC is the only one that has committed funding. How much that DSEC committed that funding? It's how much that funding. The other thing, it's 5 million that we bailed them out last year for the salaries, and it was reported that it's an upfront payment on their allocation. DSEC, how much are we allocating SAFA for? In fact, how much are we allocating money to SAFA? And this year, 2025-26, are we going to subtract that 5 million we've already allocated to them for this financial year? Are we going to subtract that money because we can't keep on bailing SAFA forever? You know, Chair, if I was someone, if I was the president of SAFA, I think I could have already long gone changed the CFO, because if he doesn't have the strategy on how to assist SAFA to spin off their finances, why are we still keeping the CFO? Why are we still keeping the CFO? Last but not least, Chairperson, on my 5 minutes. The president said that no, he apologized because Natasha Titlas is now with the Banyana they are playing. To me, that is not an excuse. Out of SAFA representative, you have only 2 women. Natasha Titlas, Vice President, Lydia Munyepao, CEO, and then you have a lot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 men. What is that, Chairperson? In 2025, we are still having an entity that is run by 99% of men, only 0.1% of women. Are we supposed to sit here and keep quiet about that, Chairperson? We are not going to keep quiet about that. I hope in the next Congress they are going to turn these things around. We can have 11 females and 2 males, and see how things are, because it looks like we are busy saying we want to see SAFA doing something. We are having ladies teams, banyana, but that banyana, it looks like everything here is run by men. Everything here is run by men, Chairperson. And the other thing that I thought I will see in this presentation, you know, we like to recycle people. you do wrong on this side, then instead of us showing you the door, we are taking you to another room to go and operate in the same entity. You have a chief medical officer, Chair. You have chief medical officer, President, who used to happen by the name of Dr. Ngwenya, who was a chief medical officer of Bafana, and he resigned in 2024.
Honorable Molitani, unfortunately, the 10 minutes is expired. What I'm doing, I'm give you 10 minutes. I pause it if there's responses here. So 10 minutes has been utilized. I'm giving the Department SAFA an opportunity for crisp responses.
I finished this one. Thank you, Chair. And in 2025, he came back and occupied the same position of being chief medical officer. I just want to check, did the NEC give approval of this appointment of a person who resigned in 2024, 2025, he came back? Did NEC approve this did NEC approve this chief medical officer, and if yes, can we be submitted with the minutes of that meeting when the NEC approved the appointment of this medical chief officer? Thank you, Chairperson.
SAFA?
I will start with the last question so that I don't forget. Yes, the chief medical officer did tender his resignation. However, whenever someone resigns from the association, I take time to sit with them and talk to them. Just like whenever I resign from a position, they've sat down with me to check, what are the issues, where can we address the issues, and we see where we can work. Can we go forward, or can I accept that resignation? I did not accept that resignation from the chief medical officer because I felt he was a very important part of the association, especially as far as player wellness is concerned, and also our compliance to CAF and FIFA medical requirements. So I did not accept his resignation, and so in a nutshell, he did not resign. It was in the newspapers that he resigned. It was premature because I had not accepted his resignation on that. And on the Amajita treatment, I think I will allow my CFO to address that because we do have processes in place whenever a team leaves the country to participate in a competition outside the country, in terms of how do we capacitate them to be able to take care of themselves when they're outside.
Thank you, through you, Chair. So when our teams leave the country, including Amajita in this case, we make provision for everything. We make provision for their transport, we book their accommodation, we give them...
my apologies. I want crisp answers. They did not eat. They had to buy Kentucky elsewhere. We found here and there. Is it a yay or a nay? Because we were called 1 o'clock in the morning.
The allegation is false. The Amajita team had enough resources.
Thank you. That's great. Next response, press. The issue on the 5 million. Are you giving it back? What's happening?
Is it?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So the 5 million, it was an advance payment. So this year, when DSEC pays us, they are going to automatically deduct. So the money will be paid back in that way.
Okay. So we're plowing back. VAR. The issue of 80 million rand. And I must also say, please take us through per game, because it's estimated that it cost 700 rand, 700,000 per game.
Yes, Mr. Chair. So I don't know how the 80 million came about. I'm not privy to that information. What I can tell you is that the budget that's been proposed per game is 70,000 rand. Now that times by an average in a league matches, there's about 220, 30, 40 games, 240 games, sorry, with cup games as well. So, you know, if you can do the maths, 240 times, it's 16.8 million rand. So that's what's been budgeted for. Yes, outside the training of that's just per game, just to keep it going, week in, week out. Outside the training, besides those other figures that I gave earlier on.
Isaac, austerity measures, is there money?
Chair, I wanted just to start with the question around the advance payment that was paid to SAFA. That amount was 5 million. And it was an advance, as I'm indicating, Chair, which then means that SAFA would not be getting any allocation in 25-26 because there has been an across-the-board reduction of grants to federations, as we've been reporting. Things simply we will talk to the issue of the VAR.
Thank you, Chair. I think looking at just listening to the responses from SAFA, it covers the issue of the costing. Yes, Chair, there's a question of where did the 80 million come from? Essentially, Chair, you estimate. And that really was an estimation, like it almost happens in any other, event. Noting that obviously this is a bit of a unique experience for the country. Yes, it might have happened elsewhere in the world, but there are so many dynamics that you need to consider.
Thanks for that. So the estimate is based on the announcement of the minister. Because the member said that the minister announced that.
Yes.
Is that correct?